Okay. Thank you, Mr. Rick. Moving on, the next question goes to Mr. Kushal. What kind of scientific research in the field of fundamental and technical analysis carried out for the purpose of making better medical decisions?
Thank you again, Raksha, for the question. So, as you said, that the important scientific and medical aspects which are necessary in terms of medical inventions. Now, basically, what we are looking into is innovation. And in the field of medicine, what now the companies, the big pharmaceutical and biotech companies are working on are the personalized and tailored medicines. So these are called the targeted therapies. So now, when the situation is in the scenario, like for an example, the patients or a group of people, a population in Europe might not have or show the similar kind of effects of a drug in the regions of India or maybe in USA. So this is how things keeps varying and things keep changing. So in this case, when data analytics and data science can be very usefully and very can be implemented in this technology, and hence they can find what are the specific reasons for the patient suffering from a particular disorder in that particular region. That can be the genetics, that can be the patterns, or that can be how the patient's the disorder is relapsing. For example, in case of COVID, the situation keeps relapsing. So all these kind of patterns, when they are implemented and when they are seen in a specific scientific modeling, and when the data science is implemented in a proper way, we can find out the patterns that can be implemented in a better way to find requirement for the patients, or now the more and more pharmaceutical and biotech companies are working on to be more precise on the clinical trials, on the drug development part. And this is how now the world is changing, and this will be more easy for the patients to get the drug delivered in a shorter span of time. It will be more effective, and it will also be cost effective as well. So this is how the medical field is going under a huge revolution in terms of data analytics.
Thank you, Mr. Kushal. Moving on, the next question to Mr. Avishek. To farmers, crop diseases are quite troublesome. What data-based approaches could be used as a solution to this problem? Mr.
Okay.
Avishek?
Yes, I'm here. So first, it has to have to mention care and the agriculture sector in terms of applying these tools and technologies. I mean, we're working on drones with image processing, and in many cases, you find similar technologies being applied in healthcare and in medical devices that are doing image processing and then AI analysis. And when it comes to disease, of course, then there are few approaches to look at, because someone here mentioned real-time data, but there is also the ability in some cases to predict. So sometimes you build databases in a way that you can predict which disease will occur where and when. Some of it is already being established. It's, in a sense, we have it for many years in the pharma when it comes, for instance, to try to predict the flu strains that are going to be relevant for this particular year. So it is being done by prediction in many cases, and in most cases you have a 70-75% of accuracy. So same here, you can do the prediction or you can do the analysis. And when it comes to the analysis, in some cases it's less the databases and more the implementation, because you have, the faster you identify a disease in a field, it's dramatically changing the ability, of course, to react and then to to save most of it, because it goes, usually it spreads very, very fast. So in that case, it's image processing that is being used today in many cases, trying to do some sort, be drones, be it in satellites. You can only imagine. I mean, satellites usually will not allow you to identify a disease, but drones will, and in some cases also you have to apply airplanes, especially when you're looking at huge fields. That means in Israel we have smaller fields, so we can use drones, and you would have to use other more robust technologies that can allow that. But it remains the image processing, either of the leaf or the plant itself, try to get some understanding of changes that are anticipated in a specific disease, or the pest itself. Okay, so for prediction, it would be databases and AI analysis. And for treatment and for responding and some real-time response and data, it would be more the tools of image processing that of course rely on data, because they have to compare it to something when they are actually trying to understand. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Avishar. So we're in the final game now. I hereby thank CGI for connecting me with such strong individuals across the globe. And thank you, CGI Japan, Finland, UK, Israel, for being here and helping us organize the event. I would like to pass the hold of this session to the backbone of CGI, Ms. Gitika. Over to you.
Thank you, Raksha. Data is what you need to do analytics, and information is what you need to do business. So data analytics is the science of analyzing new data in order to make conclusion about the information. Actually, I'm also exploring data science and artificial intelligence in human resource, as is this my core domain. So I gained a lot of knowledge and experience here. Thank you to the esteemed panelists for joining CGI Global Data Science Conclave, the imperative to gain the participation on experts in the field of data science. Thank you, CGI Global members, fellow members, and the core team for the real-time support. Also, this event has been planned, managed, and executed by joint collaboration of CGI Japan and CGI Finland, under the command and leadership of Rohit Adlakha, who is the Chief Project Officer in CGI, who looks after the internal affairs within the organization. I would like to thank you, Mr. Nilesh Sinha, who is the Chairman of Confederation of Global Innovators, for organizing such a prodigious conclave. So I would like to move forward with Raksha, who will say the vote of thanks to everyone and conclude the session. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Gitika ma'am. Hello, everyone. As we have reached the end of this wonderful panel conversation, it is my privilege to have been asked to propose a vote of thanks on this occasion. Firstly, on behalf of CGI organization, I would like to thank all our panelists for sharing their thoughts on the significance of data in today's world. I must mention our deep sense of appreciation to Ms. Eilert, Mr. Debarun, Mr. Kushal, Mr. Omri, Mr. Tim, Mr. Tomer, Mr. Rick, Mr. Avishar, and Dr. Graham for their insights. We are all inspired by your great words. Also, I would like to thank our audience for taking out time to attend the session and gain much knowledge. Thank you all. Have a great day.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.